Welcome aboard the Story Ship. Permission to come aboard granted. Oh, hello everyone. Captain Sean here. I'm so glad to be back with you today. Why, we've been very busy. We launched our first virtual show, Fairy Godfather and the Wand of Dreams. They're highly interactive adventures. You can find out more about them at thestoryship.com. Perfect for libraries and summer camps and school. You can even do them at home. Well, I promised you a special guest this week, and he's here. Bobby Norfolk, 3-time Emmy Award winner. He's also a Parents' Choice Award winner for his CDs. He's got lots of books available through August House Publishing. I'll have links at the website and tell you more at the end of the show where you can get his books and his recordings. He's come to us to tell us another fractured fairy tale. I think you'll really enjoy it. Here's Bobby now.
This is a delightful retelling of a 400-year-old Norwegian folk tale, and it's in our book, The Moral of the Story, Folk Tales for Character Development, Bobby Norfolk and Sherry Norfolk, and it goes like this. This is a tale of some goats and a troll. Troll live under a bridge, you know. He guarded that bridge every night and day. He'd gobble you up if you went that way. The grass was green on the other side. The goats decided to give it a try. The little Billy Goat was the first that day. His feet went trip, trap, trip, trap. Hey! Who's that trip-trapping over my bread? Hey, fool, be cool, it's me, you see. Well, I got a hunch you be my lunch, but I'm so small, you're so tall. Sit in the shade, you'll be repaid. There's a bigger Billy Goat in this parade. Well, he let him pass to eat some grass. The middle Billy Goat was the next to go. His feet went trip, trap, yo! Who's that trip-trapping over my bread? Hey, fool, be cool, it's me, you see. Well, I got a hunch you be my lunch, but I'm so small, you're so tall. Sit in the shade, you be repaid. There's a bigger Billy Goat in this parade. Well, he let him over to eat some clover. The big Billy Goat was the last that day. His feet went trip, trap. Hey, who's that trip-trapping over my bread? Hey, fool, be cool, I'm big, you dig? I got a hunch you be my lunch. I got 2 sharp horns to run you through, 4 sharp hooves to cut you in two. So come on up and give it a try. We'll see which one that's gonna get by. Well, the troll was a fool. He couldn't be cool. He tried to fight. The goat was right. With the 2 sharp horns, he ran him through. 4 sharp hooves, whip, cut him in two. Then the goats went over to the other side. Work it. Woo! Ate the grass and they said with pride, work it. Woo! That troll was a fool. He couldn't be cool. He should have learned not to be so greedy. He should have learned to help the needy. Then the goats ate grass till they got fat. Trip, trap. That's that.
That was so cool. So, Bobby, tell us how you go about making a fractured fairy tale.
I went to a library and I found Folktales and Fairy Tales on the 398.2. And within that section of magic, I call it, I took those stories and I used them like silly putty. I just molded them and weaved them into new caricatures, into new ideas. And I took those ideas and I recreated the effects that I needed for a fractured fairy tale.
Thank you, Bobby. That was awesome. We're going to have Bobby back on the show again right around Halloween to tell some scary stories. We got time for one more story. This is another fractured fairy tale, too. It's the Big Bad Wolf's view of what happened with Little Red Riding Hood. from Upson Lee Elementary.
I know you've heard the story of Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. He says that's not what really happened.
Yeah, I saw him walking around town and someone yelled, "Hey, there goes that big bad wolf that stole food from Little Red Riding Hood." Reporters started swarming him to get pictures and asking questions. The wolf Swision lived out in the country with his wife and 2 children. His job was working at an animal shelter. He took care of sheep, bunnies, and especially little pigs.
One day, Swision worked at the animal shelter for 12 hours straight and needed a break.
"Hey boss, can I have my lunch break now?"
The boss's face glowed as he responded,
"No, get back to work."
By the time Swision left his office, he was thinking of the boss as Scrooge.
Later that day, I was starved. After work, I walked out and I saw this delicious looking pig. I knew the shelter was full, so I took it home with me. As I walked in the door, my family squealed with delight. The pig died of fright, so naturally we ate it. The boss found out and fired me.
Swision was walking home from his former job when he overheard Little Red Riding Hood and her mother having a conversation.
"I finished with my sweet cherry pie. It's cooling on the windowsill. Why don't you come with me to the store to get some whipped cream?"
"Come on, Mom. Can I finish this game?"
"You know I have to be home in time to fix supper for your dad."
"Yes, Mom." Little Red Riding Hood and her mother drive off in their Suburban.
As I passed by, I smelled the cherry pie. Just at that time, a gust of wind blew the pie out of the window. I ran to catch it. I was just trying to save the pie from hitting the ground, but I dropped it, and it broke into crumbs, so I ate it.
Swision knew he still needed food for his family, so he continued walking through the country.
Swision came to Granny's house and knocked on the door. Granny opened the door.
Excuse me, but I need some food for my family. I just lost my job at the animal shelter."
"Oh, I see. Come on in. It's too cold and rainy. You just make yourself at home in my bed, and I'll get you some dry clothes."
"See? I promise. Granny did tell me to make myself at home and lie down in her bed."
"Oh, and you'll get to meet my granddaughter. Here she comes now."
The phone rang, Granny left the room, and Little Red Riding Hood entered the house.
"Granny, are you here? I brought you a basket full of food."
Little Red Riding Hood walked into the bedroom and saw Swision.
"Granny, what big eyes you have."
"All the better to see you with."
"And your teeth, Granny."
"All the better to greet you with."
See, Little Red Riding Hood misunderstood what Swision was saying. She thought he said, "all the better to eat you with."
So Little Red Riding Hood ran away as fast as she could.
Granny walked in the room and told me she was taking me to court. Of course, just like anyone else, I got scared. I instantly started thinking about my wife and kids. Little questions started popping in my mind. How would they live? What will they eat? Where would they sleep? Will they miss me?
You should have thought of that earlier.
They went out to the car and got in. They were halfway down the road when Granny blindfolded Swision.
I asked, where are we going? But all I heard was the roar of the engine.
Then Swision felt the car stop. He got out of the car. He was still blindfolded. And then he heard the roar of the crowd.
The first thing I thought was that people were protesting about me. Then, Granny took off the blindfold, and I was at a Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game.
Mr. Swision, will you be the mascot for my team?
Yes, I would love to be your mascot. I need a job.
That's why I walked out of the room when I was talking on the telephone. I didn't want you to hear me talking about this.
Now I am a mascot and shoot granny shots for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Honest.
I thought there was something fishy about that wolf at the Minnesota basketball games. Guys, I've had such great fun today. You can find Bobby Norfolk's CDs and books through his website at bobbynorfolk.com. That's BOBBYNORFOLK.com. I've had a great time with you guys. Visit us again online at thestoryship.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for listening.